What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another reaction. Today we have a reaction to Seth Crusader Kings 2 review. So yeah, you guys really like the Seth reactions, so we're going to continue doing them. If you have any of his videos you would like me to react to, leave them in the comments below. If you have any videos in general you would like me to react to, or even any games you would like me to play through, leave them in the comments below. If you want to stay updated with the YouTube, you can join my Discord. If you want to be involved in Reactions Live, you can go over to the Twitch. All the links in the description. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's go.
Hey people, Seth here. Today, I'll be covering a game which
Can someone
really
tell me why he uses like the African prince did?
the
Or
limits
general?
of my ADD medication. A game where you can grow an empire, watch it prosper, only to stub your toe, die from an infection, and watch your empire dissolve because
Yikes.
you have no idea how inheritance works. Catch cancer, beat cancer by praying it away. Thanks God. Spend money, invest into your own people. Lose your money, go heavily into debt. Borrow money from the Jews.
From the
Consider paying them
Jews,
back.
dude.
Keep it instead by expelling the Jews from your country.
Yikes.
I feel bad about it. We've been expelled so often, you really won't hurt our feelings.
Oh, he
if you
is
do it again.
Jewish.
Marry.
You know, I was gonna say something before and ask if he's Jewish, but then I thought it might be perceived as racist. Not that I give a fuck, but like, he is Jewish.
Your sister. Divorce your sister because she's too old. Marry her daughter instead. Turn your
Oof.
family tree into a family circle. And
Oh,
watch your
no,
dignity
dude,
burn to the
family
ground
circle.
as your children collect every chromosome known to man. Of course, I'm talking about the most prolific, complex, and
Every
intricate
chromosome,
medieval incest simulator on the market.
Down syndrome is when you have too many chromosomes, right?
Today. Crusader Kings 2. Crusader Kings 2 is a game covering nearly 700 years of human history, during
What the
which
fuck is
time
this
we
game?
treated each
I
other
don't even know, dude.
very well. Religious tolerance was at an all-time high. Human life was short and painful, and the man amputating your leg could probably also trim your beard. In other words, the good old days. But with modern technology, those good old days can be experienced all over again from the perspective of a single person you pick from the world map, who is then forced to live through your terrible decisions. CK2 falls under the definition of grand strategy, which might lead you to believe it's a strategy game. In truth, grand strategy is neither grand nor strategic. You just paint the map with color crayons and then upload your meme image of a Holy Roman Empire onto Reddit for those sick of the
Black
grand
Death.
strategy is to strategy what Doom is to the field of literature. Doom is not a very good book. In fact, it's not a book at all. So,
Yeah, I was about to say, I didn't know Doom was a book.
this game is actually just a very simple Excel spreadsheet with a lot of poor UI scaling, but that's not the point of it. The point is the characters, which behave as uncontrollable agents of chaos that act and react to everything you do, often in the most unpredictable, illogical, and insane way possible. In other words, they act exactly like humans. But what is your objective in Crusader Kings 2? Well, the same objective as every human being. As Oscar Wilde once
Being
said,
gay is
everything
pretty
in the
gay,
world
what?
is about sex. Except sex. Sex is about power. Power is what you're ultimately trying to gain. And in the medieval world, there are only two ways of reaching that power: war and marriage. Essentially, you're sleeping your way to the top, and in the process,
much,
you
dude.
pray you don't get poisoned, cucked, or inbred before your genes can pass on to the next generation. If you fail
Man said you don't get cucked or inbred. Holy. These are the games I do not have the patience for.
to preserve your bloodline, your dynasty ends and the game is over. You can't just pass on your genes, you gotta look after them too. Unless, of course, your seduction skills are so high that every woman in a 100-kilometer radius is already knocked up with your kids. Children aren't exactly the best at staying alive. Your child could be killed during a mass archery incident by some madman armed with an automatic crossbow, or simply smothered by his own pillow, by his own mother holding the pillow. So, much like stocks and investment, I recommend diversifying your assets. Luckily, the same applies to your potential rivals. One of my favorite things in this game is performing late-term abortions.
Oh my god. I don't want to see the Holy Roman Empire in Russia. At age 5,
Infanticide is not something I support.
create
It's
the
something
Holy
I
Russian
recommend.
Empire.
Remember, if you can't kill your enemies today, you can still destroy them tomorrow. Whether or not your
Yikes.
dynasty can survive entropy and uncertainty will depend on how tactfully you can balance the needs and wants of your realm, which is completely impossible. Your vassals always want more land, your wife always wants more jewelry, and
Facts.
your brother always wants more of your wife. Try to satisfy
Whoa,
everyone, and you'll
whoa.
end up satisfying no one, which is why the secret to a long reign is disposing of everyone who doesn't like you. After that,
pretty
you're
much.
safe, secure, and absolutely at the mercy of this.
Didn't that style work all the way up until like Hitler, Stalin? They used to kill their enemies too.
Game's RNG system. Aside from conscious actions, schemes, and intrigue, this game is actually played by hitting the spacebar and letting time flow by. What does
Yikes.
time hold in store for you? Surprises.
Still works,
a
it
lot
probably
of
does.
surprises, and you're gonna hate every single one of them. 99% of the gameplay is
Soviet
based on
Rome.
random events. Some are good, some are bad, and you're completely powerless to stop them. Having a great time? Not anymore. You've got the plague, you've got syphilis, you've got lover's pox from sleeping with your maid. What do you do? Well, the only thing you can do,
Arnold
put your
Schwarzenegger
trust
right
and
there.
faith in your doctor and hope for the best. Also, execute your maid for giving you an STI. The doctor manages to cure your plague. A miracle. But the
Yep.
syphilis? That's gonna be a gift that keeps on giving. Thank your doctor. Then
Didn't syphilis only get a cure really recently? Like, didn't people used to die with it like up until I don't even know. I know Al Capone had it. He died at age 36. It fucking makes your like head like start falling apart. Like you get like bits falling out and shit. No, like
execute
scabs
him
and
for
shit.
incompetence. Order a new doctor.
Or your
He's
skin.
insane,
Yeah.
paranoid, and probably a spy for
Playing as
Imperial
Muslims is the
China.
best.
But you know
Having
what?
4
He
to
might
6
just
wives
be
is
the guy for the
OP.
job. It turns out he wasn't the guy for the job, and 2 of your direct heirs are now dead. They found rice grains in their chamber, but no conclusive evidence. Oh well.
Okay,
Anyway,
buddy.
your spy master informs you that your doctor is trying to murder you. You confront him and make him feel very guilty
can
about
seduce
it.
the
He
Pope in
agrees
this
to
game.
stop trying to murder you. More of your children end up dead. Also, while
Yep.
you were battling a lifelong struggle with STIs, your wife was having an affair with your other wife. You've got 2 actually. God bless being a Muslim. Luckily, lesbianism is
Okay.
no risk to your dynasty. Yes, in Crusader Kings 2, having a homosexual wife is probably the best decision you could possibly make. But it doesn't save you, because your doctor just saved you from a life of
I just see
sexual,
Turkish
but
there.
it doesn't save you because your doctor just saved you from
Yeah, it's
a
a
life of
Turkish
sexually transmitted
pork chop.
disease by killing you with a lethal dose of
True.
Chinese herbal remedies. So, try hard as you might, all your efforts will eventually come to ruin. You'll get cucked, and then you die. Quit the game and start again. Ultimately, you're playing Crusader Kings 2
No,
for the
see,
journey,
that's where
not the
Turkish
outcome.
people
And
originate
the
from.
stories you create in the process are unique to your experience. No game will go quite the same, which is why there's no reason for me to explain mechanics. Instead, let me share some stories. Once, I played as Charlemagne,
Charlemagne.
king of the Franks.
Not
After
that
my brother
Charlemagne.
died of entirely natural causes, I
Oh,
was
yeah.
left to think on how I would
Stabbed him
conquer
in the back.
the rest of Europe. However, RNG interrupted my schemes. Just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, I woke up one day, and I was gay. Most
What?
unfortunate. However, fortunately for me,
Oh, 'cause
another man
most
of immense
unfortunate.
power was simultaneously struck with homo lust, the Pope. And so,
What?
I seduced the Pope. Pope Stephanus III was an utterly geriatric recluse, but I knew deep down inside his soul he was
Man just goes, I woke up gay. How unfortunate. But luckily the Pope was also gay. I'm done.
just misunderstood. I wrote him a romantic poem. Roses are red, violets are blue. I like penis, and so do you. My words reached him and had their intended effect inside his heart. And soon, I was inside the Pope. The church was oblivious to our forbidden love. They had no idea old Stephanus was aching for more than just back pain. Turns out, it was very advantageous to have the Pope as your lover. Any piece of Catholic land I wanted, he granted, in exchange for French sausage, I received the
Oh.
entire Christian continent. And that's the
Holy.
historically accurate account of how Charlemagne took Europe by taking the Pope's ass. In another game,
Nice,
I played
dude.
as the Polish because I
The
enjoy being
Polish.
abused by my enemies and my supposed
Okay.
friends who need more land. How much more land? Well, however much I had. Luckily, the
You can make the
bubonic
Pope and
plague
make you a
began to
saint.
ravage
Holy
Europe.
shit.
I lost most of my territory from before, so I didn't feel too bad about it. My peasants and their livelihood were now somebody else's problem. Meanwhile, myself and my court went into hiding. The gates were shut, the keys were thrown away, until all of this boils over. However, we had another problem. Food. Or the lack of it. I didn't really think about that. I assumed every kingdom in the Middle Ages just had a Tesco Express around the corner. So we waited, we starved, and then we found an amazing solution. Why not eat the rest of a court? I mean, they're not working anyway, so we did just that. And it was entirely sustainable because I kept repeatedly inviting beautiful women to join my court. To be
Nice.
consumed by the court. I'm not proud of what I did, but I did what I had to, which it turned out was completely unnecessary. Apparently, Poland was not affected by the Black Plague.
What did that say
and
about
was
Jews?
completely
There are rumors that war is going to take place despite my decree that Jews are not to blame.
necessary.
What?
Apparently, Poland was not affected by the Black Plague, and I sort of just freaked out and
you were just
ate
eating
a
people.
lot of innocent people
Nice.
for absolutely no reason.
My
Look,
God,
I'm not
dude.
very good at this game. Luckily, such horrific events are unlikely in modern times because of modern healthcare and sanitation. However, if a plague did happen,
Lol. Have the Pope or invaded all of Europe. I think I know what the best option is.
to start somewhere.
Would you like to say a few? Kyle, would you like to say a few words about our mold?
Yes, stop filming it. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, but you know, I'm not the one responsible for you guys leaving organic matter for so long that we have.
Oh, that's disgusting,
organic
dude.
matter.
Well, I was about to get rid of it until you put it on display for the world to see. Now let me.
How
would
long has that
definitely
been
be
there, bro?
inside
That's
my
been there
friend's
for like
apartment.
weeks.
For my
bro.
last game, I decided to break history and play with custom parameters. I designed it so every country was ruled by teenage girls aged
Oh,
14 and
no,
over. It
dude.
was pure chaos. It was a period of intense suffering. Also, I later found out I forgot to turn off Great Conquerors, so eventually, most of the known world was overrun by Genghis Khan and her teenage sorority. Luckily, she mostly left me alone. Unfortunately, even if I got a matrilineal marriage, heir succession
of
laws would
Cyprus.
mean that any child I produce might try and overthrow me. I was screwed, figuratively. But once again, RNG tossed me a bone. Through intense meditation and satanic rituals, I became immortal. On the other hand, I also became an insane lunatic. And one day, in the style of Caligula,
You can
I
make a
replaced
furry
one of my
world?
counselors with a
Holy
horse.
dude.
I was infatuated,
Oh, no.
yet I couldn't marry him.
Just put the horse. That's like the monk. Who has the monkey on the count? What's that thing in TTS, bro? Don't they have like a? What was the guy that was on the council when they went to that guy's planet, bro? Fuck, I don't remember.
Our legal system was not advanced enough
The
to
animal.
consider human-horse relations. More
Nice,
importantly,
dude.
the game didn't let me,
Beastie
so
odds.
I used an exploit. I made my horse a bishop, and
Why
in
they
the
in
process
Cyprus?
of turning my pony into a priest, he automatically filled an entire kingdom with horses, which
Nice.
somehow could
A
be
horse
married.
called Hippo,
so
dude.
I
The
married
monkey
and made love
inquisitor?
to a
That's the
horse,
one,
producing
dude.
an entire royal line of children that had no concern for the decadent ways of man. They were pure and
Five-head.
majestic. Their only concerns were eating carrots and shitting on the streets. At this point, my queen was like a bakery because
Oh,
she was
God.
getting bread. There's many stories to
Okay,
tell, but
dude.
you get the general idea. Every game you ever play will start with honest, sincere intentions, which will inevitably be corrupted and reduced to the most depraved and malicious acts you could ever
That shit was
conceive.
fucking
But hey,
grim,
it's
dude.
fun. Of course, no game like Crusader Kings 2 is complete without multiplayer and friends, which always
No
ends
friends,
with everyone
such.
sleeping with your wife. This
Yeah.
happens so often that I sleep with everyone else's wife just in case.
Sounds like Seth has fucked every man's wife at the moment. So
I've already
Yeah.
fucked 3 men's wives.
That's
And I
because
broke
there's only
up.
3 men available in this fucking
Friends.
country.
Multiplayer is great. Some of the best shenanigans take place in multiplayer, and luckily, only the host has to have the
Full-blown
free
commie.
DLC packs necessary to make this game playable. The base game, much like a woman in her mid-40s is a bit barren. You really need the DLC to add some basic features that should have been in the base game. I think CK2 is a wonderful game, but it's also a game published by
The game has
Paradox, which is
60
why, even though I
DLCs.
love it, I
Holy
can't recommend it because the whole damn thing costs around
Oh
anything
my
from
God.
$120 to $200. With that same
Holy
amount of money,
shit.
you can satisfy your daily caloric intake for 17 to 28 days on nothing but dollar menu cheeseburgers from McDonald's, one of the most
They
basic
taste good,
and
but-
essential components to human life. But if you've got the money to spare, go for it. Or just marry someone rich. Most people do it for a visa. You can do it for video games. Alternatively,
I would.
there
I
are
don't know.
ways to obtain the DLC. Southeast London, hole in the wall. Take the USB stick and don't look back. If you do,
Whoa,
well,
Southeast
if you
London.
hesitate, I'm not responsible and I don't know you. Good luck. And if you're not fully satisfied, don't worry. There's an entire modding community out there to fix all your issues. And
Republic
it's
of
not too difficult
David.
to mod the game yourself. In my case, I was getting PTSD from all the death sounds, which
Yeah.
play each time a family member bites the dust. Which
happens a
well,
lot.
have a listen for yourself.
Oh my god, that pissed me off, dude. There goes 3 to 4 paychecks. Facts.
I think you'd agree these are a little bit unnerving. So I replaced every death sound with a bass-boosted sound clip of Lego
Oh,
Yoda.
great, dude.
Now this is much more soothing to the ears. I don't even mind when people die now. It sounds great. Final score. I hope you enjoyed reading this essay as much as I enjoyed writing it. After playing this game for so long, I finally figured out its purpose. The primary goal of Crusader Kings 2, and perhaps life itself, isn't about living a good or bad life. It's about living an interesting life, and inevitably, to die an interesting death. So, you can loudly proclaim on your deathbed, "Thank God, I didn't waste it all on a boring life." Once you're dead and buried, you won't just be a footnote in history. You'll be an interesting footnote in history. Take and do whatever you please in this life, because eventually it ends, and life can take anything and everything away from you, except your stories. So, better make them interesting, because we're all heading towards the same destination. 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I think it's very interesting. However, I'm always filled with regret and a constant state of what ifs. What if I just spent all that money on cheeseburgers? Would I be happier? I don't
Maybe.
know. I guess it would depend on whether the burgers were fresh or just
Yeah.
the hot stale garbage they leave for a couple of hours. As always, more content
That's
to
so
come,
true.
so stay tuned. A warm thanks to the many members of the Merchants Guild generously funding and bankrolling these videos. You're all truly wonderful.
You know, that's so true. You don't want to eat cold McDonald's. That shit is arse.
Have a
But
good
when it's
one.
fresh, it's good.
Crush my clock with a rock, I must. Maximum pain I must endure. Okay, here we go.
Did you like my cane? I mean, it's a bit retarded, but that was fine. Really? Yeah, I agree. Cold French fries suck.
Must endure.
Okay.
Crush my clock. Crush my clock. Crush my clock. Endure. Endure. Crush my clock.
Rock with a rock.
Crush my clock. I must.
Okay.